Hello, and thank you for watching this September 12th weather update brought to you by Agrible, the makers of Morning Farm Report. My name is Eric Snodgrass, and I am a senior atmospheric scientist and co-founder of Agrible. During severe weather season, there is no more valuable tool than the products provided by the Storm Prediction Center. This agency under NOAA has the sole purpose of predicting, monitoring, and archiving severe and hazardous weather events. Last Friday, my fellow meteorologists at Agrible, including Matt Reardon, Adam Burns, Bill Turner, Bill Chapman, and Andrew Huang, were watching a potentially hazardous situation unfold across Illinois and Indiana. You see, the remnants of an MCV, a mesoscale convective vortex, passed over Missouri earlier in the day, and the remnants of this thunderstorm complex set up the ideal weather conditions by producing a wind shear profile that has the ability to produce tornadic thunderstorms in central Illinois and southern Illinois. Well, the Storm Prediction Center focused on this region for development. By late afternoon, the ideal wind shear environment had produced a storm southeast of Champaign, Illinois, and this was the tornado it produced near Sidney and Homer, Illinois. At its base, it was around 75 yards wide and produced winds over 125 miles per hour, according to the National Weather Service's Saturday morning survey of the damage. Agrible's Matt Reardon took this video as he chased these storms on Friday evening. 2 homes were badly damaged, but thankfully there were no injuries or fatalities. Now this video shows part of the nearly 5-mile-long scar cut across the corn and soybean fields. We at Agrible want to thank Brian Krukowit and Corey Willard for this drone footage that was shot while they surveyed the damage to their corn crib. As you watch, do you notice the rift of corn in the center? This marks the center of the tornado as the corn on each side was laid down in a different direction by the spiraling winds. Also, you see the house here at the top of your screen? Well, this house was built over 100 years ago, and it was able to withstand the force of 125-mile-per-hour winds that rolled a motorhome that was situated in its driveway all the way into the street and was able to throw a truck into the nearby fields. The young boy who lived in this home lost a toy combine that Agrible's Jason Little found over a half a mile away from his sandbox. Must be a well-built toy to survive being tossed that far and not break. If we step back, though, and take a look at tornadoes across the United States for 2016, well, this year has been a far below average year for tornadoes, largely thanks to the early spring El Niño event in the Pacific Ocean. El Niño events tend to suppress the ideal wind shear environment across the United States, and the result is fewer tornadoes. But it doesn't matter what the statistics say. One event is enough to change someone's life forever. Well, here are the last 30 days of precipitation expressed as a percent of normal. Notice how nearly all of the Corn Belt is at least 150% of average, with some states like Illinois almost entirely over 200% of average rainfall. These rains have given the soybean crop the rain it needs to finish strong, although fields look very uneven. With the soybean crop at 100% moisture content in some areas, the water weight is causing the very tall bean crop to lean under its own weight. But looking at this map, the one place that absolutely needs no more rain is Louisiana. Unfortunately, this is the radar loop from Sunday night. Heavy rain was falling and moving very slowly, as this boundary was forcing these storms to move to the north. This region is easily having its wettest year on record, and those records go back over 120 years, as repeated flooding events have cost several billions of dollars in damage. With that as our backdrop, let's turn our attention to the latest forecast for precipitation. Rain is on everyone's mind as harvest nears, so here's the rainfall forecast through the first half of this week. Last Friday's cold front finally knocked out the heat and humidity across the Corn Belt, and the high pressure that followed made for a beautiful weekend. Well, how long will this last? Well, by Tuesday, we have another slow-moving front that moves into the western Corn Belt and serves as the trigger for showers and storms. I'm playing this animation quickly so that you can see the overall pattern of rainfall through Thursday morning of this week. As you've noticed, Florida is probably the only spot where widespread excessive rainfall seems to be an issue, and that's because of a disorganized region of tropical thunderstorms that are trying to meander across the state throughout this week. Turning our attention towards temperatures, most of the Corn Belt gets to enjoy the weekend's cool down through about Monday, before southerly winds bring 80s back to the picture on Tuesday. The black line in each one of these images is the 80-degree isotherm for each day during the peak heating of the day. So what we can see here is that a cold front will push through the Corn Belt later on this week, bringing temperatures back down again. In fact, this fluctuating temperature behavior should continue for some time as the weather patterns are largely free from a large-scale blocking feature as we move through the remainder of September. I think we saw the last hurrah of summer at the beginning of last week. Well, as always, we at Agrible will bring you the latest and best weather forecast information through our morning farm report so that you can efficiently plan your operations. We thank you for your attention and hope you look forward to our next weather video update. Thank you.